Hi everybody, welcome to our NACAC session today. This session is Who Hires UCCS Students and Grads, Industry Partners in Colorado Springs. So we have the Director of the Career Center with us, Danny, and he will be talking with you guys today. Thanks so much for joining us, Danny.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So what I'm going to talk a little bit about today is kind of the city of Colorado Springs, the main industries and the main areas, and what types of opportunities exist for our students. So we'll jump right in. All right, so here's a little bit of a roadmap, what we're going to cover in our 10 to 15 minutes or so. So I'll kind of talk about top industries here in the Colorado Springs area, as well as the employers that match those industries. Talk a little bit about something cool that UCCS has, which is an economic forum. Handshake, which is a amazing job and internship tool search for our UCCS students and alumni. What community partners exist here in the area, and a new partnership that's coming to Colorado Springs that everyone here in the area is really excited about. So we'll kind of dive in. All right, so I'm going to kind of start with top industries. So for those of you that don't know Colorado Springs, the military community is a really large part of our community and industry. So we actually have 3 bases or 3 military installations, and then the Air Force Academy. So we have Schriever Air Force Base, Peterson Air Force Base, and Fort Carson for the Army. So for those of you that have never been to the Springs, it really drives a lot of the community and the business that happens here. So they are some of our largest employers. So there are civilian roles that exist on all of these installations, and a really great opportunity to connect with those that are serving us. So that is the #1 top industry here in the Springs. Coming with that military kind of feel around the Springs, we have aerospace and defense as kind of the second biggest industry here in the area. So anytime there's a lot of military, there's always going to be the contractors that do work for the military. So we have a very big community. So engineers, business people, those that can write well, those are the types of opportunities that exist. And some of the key players here in the area, some of the top employers include Boeing, Northrop Grumman, and Lockheed Martin, which are all brands a lot of people have heard of before. So those organizations have strong backgrounds here in the area. Next would be cybersecurity and information technology as a major industry. So continuing on the same same trend that anytime there's military installations, you're going to have strong cybersecurity industry partners in the area. And actually UCCS has received grant money to do a lot of amazing work around cybersecurity to help students gain the experiences, the apprenticeships, the types of opportunities they need to be successful. But the beauty of cybersecurity is that every industry needs those professionals, and because of the world that we live in today, you can work for a company all over the world right here in the Colorado Springs because of remote opportunities that exist in cybersecurity. So some of the key players here in the employers in the Colorado Springs area: Sharewell Software, Hewlett-Packard, L3Harris, and Oracle are just a few. So these companies tend to do a lot of work in the cybersecurity information technology area. Next, another major industry is the healthcare and medical technology space. So that both is, creating new products, creating new innovation in the healthcare space, as well as, what you might think of as the typical healthcare opportunities, working in a hospital, working in a system. So we have a good connection between those two, all within the same industry. Some of the key players there: DePuy Synthesis, which is a brand of Johnson & Johnson that many people have heard. We've got EVCore, Innovative Solutions Healthcare, that's doing a lot of work in that space. We have a couple major hospital systems. So one is the Penrose St. Francis Health Services, and University of Colorado Health, which is all over the Colorado area, including the Springs. So if healthcare is of interest to you as an industry, you're going to find some really cool opportunities. So it definitely can't, you can't mention Colorado Springs and not mention USA Olympics. We're actually known as Olympic City in the United States. It's where a lot of training and a lot of USA sports are headquartered here in the area. So you see some stats there on the page, but we have a strong feel and culture around sports. People want to come here and train and get ready for the Olympics right here in Colorado Springs. So because of that, there's industry that happens. So working for USA Sports, one of some of the specific sports here in the area, and other sports entities are there. On campus, we just created the Hibble Center, which is going to be an innovative partnership with the community around sports science, exercise science. So there's a lot of really cool opportunities that exist within the sports industry. Advanced manufacturing is another major industry that's in the area. So not your typical manufacturing plant that you might think of, using robotics, using technology to make that process more efficient. So because of that, the types of opportunities that exist are major. So really, particularly for technical degrees like engineering, really offer a lot of unique opportunities in the Springs. And then lastly, and I think almost most importantly to our area, which has been affected because of the pandemic, is hospitality. A lot of people come here to visit and to really take in what Colorado and Colorado Springs has to offer. So the Broadmoor, which is a world-class resort of many employers that hire students for jobs. So people come here to really take advantage of the amazing opportunities that exist within the hospitality space. And I know that that's going to come back strong as we work our way forward through 2020 and into 2021. And then some other key employers that didn't fit into any of those key industries. We've got a lot of telecommunications, so Comcast, and also in the financial services industry. So Progressive and T. Rowe Price are two major employers in the area. And then it can't be mentioned, you can't say Colorado Springs without thinking of some amazing educational opportunities. So of course, right here at UCCS, but we have strong partners out in the K through 12 system, as well as with some of our other schools, including Colorado College, Pikes Peak Community College, and the United States Air Force, which was mentioned earlier. So we have some really cool partnerships that exist because of that, and that creates opportunity for students. So the Economic Forum is something that's sort of unique to UCCS, but we've got we actually have an economist that works for UCCS that's really looking at what's going on in the Colorado Springs community. So if you look over to the right, you'll see just a small sample of a report that they put together every month around who's hiring, what are they looking for, what are the types of roles that exist in the community. And as you can see from June 2020, you'll see a lot of things that you would expect: software developers, engineers, retail, nurses. So those roles, but just so you know, there are many opportunities that exist within the Springs, backed up by all of those industries we just kind of talked about. So something that every UCCS student and alumni has access to is a system called Handshake, which is a one-stop career shop put on by the Career Center. And we have jobs and internships for every student. So what I mean by that is there are opportunities that exist in every types of job functions, industries, and roles. So if a student's interested in working for a nonprofit, those types of opportunities are posted on Handshake. If a student's interested in working in government, those types of opportunities exist on Handshake. And we actually had about 2,400 current postings in their site when I checked that today. So those are specifically targeted at UCCS students. It's just an amazing opportunity to get connected. Many universities have this, but we think it's just a really cool tool for students here at UCCS. So when I moved to Colorado Springs 6 months ago, something that I was really wowed by is the amazing community and the amount of people who are interested in the workforce. So we have many partners here in the community, including the Pikes Peak Workforce Center, the Colorado Springs Chamber, the Business and Education Alliance for the Pikes Peak area. All of these organizations are really geared and helping people find employment here in the Colorado Springs area. So that is definitely true for our UCCS students. A majority of our students want to stay here because of the amazing culture and life you can live here in Colorado Springs. So we're really appreciative of those partnerships and excited to continue to build on those. And lastly, we had a big announcement that Amazon, which is always a big deal when they decide where they're going to be opening up new operations, they will be opening up a fulfillment center in Colorado Springs. So because of that, that's going to create opportunities for our students who want to work in business, supply chain, cybersecurity, some of those areas that I've mentioned before. So that announcement is a big deal, and we're going to try to work very closely with Amazon to build pipelines, to build those relationships, get those students excited about opportunities that exist while they're going to school, and then definitely when they graduate. So just a new opportunity that popped up that we're really excited to build on. So that is a little bit of information about some of the key players and industries and companies that hire UCCS students. So I'll open it up to questions if there are any. Awesome. Well, seeing none, please don't ever hesitate to email me. I have my email right there on the slide. And if you ever want to talk through career and how to really engage students in that process early, we're always happy to do that. So thanks so much for the time.